The night I got into West Point, my little brother, jealous of me since we were kids, picked a fight and put a guy in the hospital. The guy's family showed up wanting answers. My parents got down on their knees and begged me, "You've always been the capable one. You can build something again. But if Mason goes to prison, that's his whole life gone." So I took the fall, threw away everything I'd worked for. My girlfriend Vanessa Hale couldn't stand Mason. He was always dragging trouble home. "Julian, you big idiot. You clean up one more of his messes, I'm really gone." She sat behind the visiting room glass with red eyes, defending me 3 years. Visits every month. Every time the same promise. We'd get married the day I walked out. By the time I did, my parents had moved. Took me a while to find the new place. The person who opened the door was Vanessa. Mason slid an arm around her waist, looked right at me. "Julian, let me introduce you to my fiancé." My parents stood there wringing their hands. "They really love each other. Don't go taking your brother's happiness away." Vanessa dropped her eyes and turned the new diamond on her finger. "You've got a felony now. If I married you, our family would live in that shadow." Mason leaned in, grinning. "Face it, Julian. I'm the better man now." I squeezed the crumpled acceptance letter in my pocket, and I smiled too. Some bills were finally coming due. Vanessa froze when she saw me, the first thing out of her mouth. "Why are you out so early?" She heard it the second it landed, pressed her lips together. A lazy voice drifted out from behind her. "Babe, who's knocking this late?" My little brother, Mason Reckitt, raised an eyebrow at me. He put a hand on Vanessa's hip like he owned the place. "Julian, guess I'll introduce you again. This is my fiancé. Good timing, actually. Wedding's next month." Standing next to them, me in 3-year-old clothes, fresh off a prison bus. My parents heard the noise and came over. The smiles dropped off their faces the second they saw me. "Julian, did you break out? Go turn yourself in before you wreck your brother's name." I laughed, and it came out crooked. "You forget. Today's my release date." They went pale, then red, then flipped the whole thing back on me. "Of course we didn't forget. You're mad we didn't come get you? It's your brother's birthday. Nobody's spending a birthday at a prison." Mom actually pulled a branch out of a vase and hit me with it. "Your brother's company is about to go public. We're not letting your bad luck anywhere near it." Mason didn't bother hiding how much he was enjoying it. Then he played generous. "Come on, drop it. Julian's finally home. Let's not do the sad stuff tonight. Actually, my company needs a night security guard. $22 an hour. He can have it." Mom jumped right in. "Your brother runs a real business now. Hundreds of people under him. Even Dad. Dad never went soft for anybody. Went soft looking at Mason. Julian, take a page from your brother. A man can change after he messes up. From here on out, you live honest." They knew. They knew I did 3 years for something Mason did. They rerouted anyway and nailed me up for it. Started when we were kids. I touched a toy Mason liked. I got hit. Mason ripped up the certificates I kept in a drawer and they called him strong-willed. 3 years running, I had the top score in the district. 3 years running, Mason whined that if I left for school, he'd have nobody to play with. 3 years running, my parents killed my applications behind my back. So I clawed my way into West Point on my own. I thought I'd finally gotten out of the cage. Then Mason swung on somebody, and there went my future again. Even the girl who swore she'd marry me the day I got out was my brother's fiancé now. The letter in my pocket felt like it was burning a hole through the fabric. Funny thing, the one person who could pull me out of this was not related to me at all. I didn't say anything. So Vanessa sighed. "Julian, I know you've had it rough, but you're about to be my brother-in-law. You need to grow up." My parents went straight to suspicious. "You behave yourself now that you're back. Nobody's letting you go hungry under this roof. You're still angry? Take it out on us. Don't you go wrecking things for those two." Mason heard that and put on his comforting voice. "Don't take it too hard, Julian. It's not my fault Mom, Dad, and Vanessa love me most. Hey, it's my birthday. Stay for dinner. Family thing." Soon as he said it, every one of them turned to look at me, like saying no would make me some kind of monster. They'd forgotten it was my birthday too. I took a slow breath. "No, I came back to cut ties with this family." Mason cracked up. "You never even made it to college, and now you've got a record. Without us, the only work you're getting is hauling stuff around. Don't act like you're above it. Give it a week. You'll be crying at my door for a meal." That did it. "Mason, I hadn't taken the fall. You'd be the one in a cell, not a flicker of guilt." "Did I make you?" He spread his hands like the answer was obvious. "You decided to be soft. You decided to be stupid. That's how the world works, Julian. Winners take it all. Losers live with it." I was shaking. Something tore across my chest. Vanessa jumped in front of Mason like she thought I'd swing. "Julian, the mess you turned into is your own doing. You just were never good enough." The look on her face tilted the whole room. 9 years I knew Vanessa. She gave me her breakfast the week I was down to my last few dollars. She turned red, hooking her pinky around mine, swearing we'd test into the best school in the country together. She found out how my parents treated me and lost it. Sweet Vanessa, furious, promising she'd always take my side. I used to think the whole world could turn on me and she'd still pick me. No hesitation. Now she was in love with the one person on earth I hate. I should have seen it. The visits got shorter, the talk got thinner. There were marks on her neck and she said, "Mosquitoes." Calm as anything. I should have ended it right there. I couldn't let go of the girl who cried through the glass and promised she'd marry me when I came home. Now I knew exactly where her heart was, and I could finally let her go. I breathed in and shoved every bit of it back down. I was blind. I loved the wrong person. I hope you and my brother are stuck with each other for life. I turned to go. Mason grabbed my wrist like he was stopping me. I yanked free. Something clicked behind his eyes. He threw himself on the floor. "Julian, you hate me that much? Fine. Beat me to death if you have to. Just don't take it out on Mom and Dad and Vanessa." Vanessa came at me and shoved me hard. "What is wrong with you? Taking the fall was my idea. I'm the one who told you to go. Everything I said in that visiting room was to keep you calm and cooperative. I planned all of it. Mason had nothing to do with it." Everything stopped. The back of my head throbbed. So did the leg. Neither one came close. The woman I loved most drew up the plans and walked me to hell herself. Vanessa realized what she'd let out. Went white. Lips moving, nothing came out. I looked at her and asked it quiet. "Why? Why would you do that to me?" She sighed, like I was the one being unreasonable. "Mason only picked that fight because he was jealous of your grades. So when you think about it, this all started with you. You're smart. You work hard. You could have found another road without college." 6 years ago, she told me she couldn't stand deadbeats like Mason. She's the one who told me to sit the exams again, keep my head down, study. She promised she'd hide it from my parents so they couldn't kill West Point too. Mason stood outside my apartment screaming through a bullhorn. She filed a nuisance complaint and got him hauled off. Threw paint on my door, she walked me to the station, pulled the footage, pushed to press charges. She was the only one on my side, the only light I had in those years. But looking back, every time she complained about the stuff Mason pulled, there was more embarrassment in her face than disgust. The signs were there the whole time. Ice water hit me and dragged me out of it. Mom standing over me, empty basin, disgust all over her face. Who said you could bully your brother? You're not welcome here. Get as far from this family as you can. Dad grabbed a broom and brought it down across me. Ungrateful son. All you've ever done is torture your brother. I wish you'd never been born. I caught the broom head and threw it across the room. I wish you'd never been my father. Dad choked on air. I got myself against the wall, pushed the pain down and straightened my back. I looked at all four of them. Four faces I knew by heart. Four strangers from right now. I, Julian Reckitt, have no family in this house. I didn't wait around to see how they took it. I limped to an urgent care down the road. The treatment ate most of what I'd earned inside. I had a week before the meeting I'd set up with someone who mattered, so I found the cheapest motel in the area and checked in. My phone finished charging. A message from Mason came through. A photo, white sheet, blood on it, then the texts. Your first night in prison, I got Vanessa's first. Told you before, good grades never meant you could beat me. Anything you've got, I'll take. Mom and Dad, your girl, all of it. I looked at that photo. That red burned into the back of my eyes like a brand. I made it to the bathroom and threw up until there was nothing left. Then I put myself back together and blocked him. Morning came anyway. I still had to eat. I picked up temp work stocking shelves at a convenience store. Third day, Vanessa showed up. She watched me move cases like I'd been doing it for years, and something in her face went soft for a second. Julian, you don't have to work this hard. Take the security job at your brother's company. Better money, way easier. I laughed out loud. She burned my life down, and now she wanted me to beg my enemy for scraps. She studied me for a while before she went on. You're smart. I can talk Mason into starting you in an office role. Entry level. The two of you working together. There'd be nothing you couldn't pull off. I set the case down and sneered. So Mason can keep eating off me? When the IRS comes for his books, you send me back to prison for him? That's when she lost patience. Everything I'm telling you is for your own good. Outside of Mason's company, what real employer do you think is hiring you? If you want to fight me on this, I have ways to make you agree. After she left, I had a bad feeling I couldn't shake loose. Sure enough, the manager let me go the next morning. Said corporate had a new policy. No temps with felony records. Then the motel owner wouldn't keep me either. He handed me my bag, apologizing the whole time. I'm a small business. I can't afford trouble. I didn't bother arguing. I got in a cab and went to find Vanessa. The housekeeper said she was at Mason's company. I walked into the lobby just as she stepped off the elevator with an insulated lunch bag. She saw me and smiled like she'd already won. I knew you'd cave eventually. She grabbed a security uniform off the front desk. No point waiting. You can start today. I slapped it onto the floor. Vanessa, I came to get something back. You're marrying my brother, so give me back the ring I gave you. Her face locked up. You gave it to me. That makes it mine. I held her eyes. It was meant for my wife. That's not you. Embarrassed, then furious, she snapped. I sold it a long time ago. Mason needed startup money. I did it for our future. The night I proposed, she cried. She swore she'd never take it off. She sold it for another man without blinking. Then pay me back $20,000. Every cent. Mason stepped off the elevator right in time to hear it. He frowned and made sure his voice carried. That cheap fake was worth 20 grand? Sounds a lot like extortion. He hurried over and tucked Vanessa behind him. Careful, babe. My brother just got out and he hasn't been around a woman in years. That landed in the middle of the lobby and lit the whole room up.